Cool Math Games, as I'm sure you guys know, was a goldmine of fun when we were kids. It was our only gateway into anywhere that wasn't an online algebra test. A lot of people have favorites, so much that Mr. Cool Math himself made their top 20 list of their most popular games. It's like BuzzFeed for casuals. So I thought it'd be fun to make a Cool Math Games tournament where I take their top 20, stick them in a bracket, and try to determine the coolest of Cool Math games. And while these are all on the list, they're not technically their top 8. I chose the ones that people actually talk about. Their number 4 was Diggy. Do you know what the fuck Diggy is? Didn't think so. Now personally, my favorite one is Big Tower Tiny Square for its intricate level design, hype music, and tight controls. But who gives a shit? These are the games in the bracket that were added randomly, I should mention. Run 3, Blob Stores, Sticky Ninja Academy, the Papa's Fooderia series, Johnny Upgrade, the Fireboy and Water Girl series, World's Hardest Game, and Pixel Quest. So let's get started.
Round 1, Match 1. Run 3 versus Blob Stores.
I chose Run 3 because the other two combined aren't really as good as it. But anyways, this one's kinda easy. Don't get me wrong, I really like Blob Stores, but action games will pretty much always surpass puzzle games for me. Plus, you don't need to put in a fucking password because you logged off to go eat expired lunch. Run 3 takes it.
Round 1, Match 2. Sticky Ninja Academy versus the Papa's games.
You might be wondering why I put all the Papa games into one category. Well, you just answered your own question. It's all the same shit. You take a string beans order, cook some shit, then throw stuff on top of it. So if you haven't guessed, I'm going with Sticky Ninja. While the physics can be kind of frustrating at times, the level design and power-ups are pretty interesting to me. So the ninja beat the Italian, which I think is a plot to an Asylum movie. Sticky Ninja's moving on.
Round 1, Match 3. Johnny Upgrade versus Fireboy and Water Girl.
A lot of people's favorite game on the site is Johnny Upgrade, so let's think about it. Elemental creatures who explore temples and solve puzzles, or a broke dude who wears his underwear outside his pants. The only thing I'd say sucks about Fire and Water is it's only a multiplayer game. Johnny, however, completely relies on one gimmick. That gets old. What Johnny should be upgrading is his replayability. Shark Boy, Fireboy, Water Girl, you're moving on.
Round 1, Match 4. World's Hardest Game versus Pixel Quest The Lost Idols.
See, this one's kind of a toss-up, but only, like, a couple feet in the air. I'm gonna call it PQ for right now, because Pixel Quest is way too hard for me to say for some reason. PQ is probably the least popular game in this tourney, and I get why. Compared to Johnny and Papa, it's not the most unique game in the world. So really, this is World's Hardest Game versus World's least inspired game. Nah, but PQ to me will always be more fun. And I like rage games like this. You know, the simple gameplay makes you want to keep trying. But I'll always choose Pixel Quest. So Rex, that's the guy's name. You're moving on.
Semifinals, Match 1. Run 3 versus Sticky Ninja Academy.
See, at this point, my decision can change based on my mood. So I gotta think, a majority of the time, which one would I rather play? I gotta give it to Run. A good way to decide is asking which one can I play for longer and still have fun with, and that obviously goes to what I call spaced out Subway Surfers. Run 3, you're moving on.
Semifinals, Match 2. Fireboy and Water Girl versus Pixel Quest The Lost Idols.
This one's actually kind of tough, because FB and WG has the amazing presentation and captivating puzzles, but PQ has the tight platforming and cool gameplay mechanics like the dash, but constantly having to work with another person can get frustrating. PQ's level design can get kind of lame. I'm giving it to Pixel Quest. Fireboy, Water Girl, you put up a good fight, but Rex is moving on.
Final match. Run 3 versus Pixel Quest The Lost Idols.
Here it is, the final battle. I won't lie, this one's flipped back and forth quite a few times, but then I played Pixel Quest all the way through. Near the end, it can get maddening. The slightest fuck up of a jump meant having to watch the death animation, see the circle transition, see yourself pop back up in the door, and having to restart the level. Not to mention that if you don't collect every single one of those golden turds, the game's ending pretty much tells you, suck a fat one, kid, go get the rest of them. The constantly looping music sounds like it should be in a Candy Crush commercial. If you're in a level with saw blades, you're gonna hear this the whole time, and even if you mute the fucking music. However, let's look at Run 3. The graphics and level design are pretty good, but the gameplay, while definitely worthy of being in the finals, it's just a little too slow for me. Why don't you play as the skater? Because Gray Man can't jump. Eventually, it just feels like, oh, yeah, there's more polygons to jump off of. I think the best part of the game is the music, which thankfully the composer sells on Bandcamp. Granted, I've not played as every single character on every single level, but unlike Pixel Quest, I don't really have a desire to. Even though it nearly drove me to breaking the keyboard and pissing on the monitor, I'm giving it to Pixel Quest. The platforming is more solid than a rock. Or my dick. Analogies aside, I think it's clear that the best cool math game is Sugar Sugar, fight me on this. Now, seriously, I crown Pixel Quest the coolest of cool math games. I'd like to know how you guys would have done the tournament. I put the beginning bracket on my Twitter at commander_Jacob. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like, sub, and or comment. Thanks for watching, and if you don't mind, I'm gonna do some research for the Scratch tournament. So I gotta play a couple games. Never mind, we got a winner.